המראיינת הבאה שלנו אורחת בישראל דוברת אנגלית. כדי להכין מראש כותרות תרגום, הקלטנו את הראיון איתה מראש לפני השידור, ומיד נציגו לפניכם. הוותיקים שבינינו אולי זוכרים את קולה משידורי הרדיו הישראלי בשנות ה-50, את שירים כמו הנווה בבנות, לך לך למדבר, היי דרומה ורבים רבים אחרים. ומי שזוכר אולי יזכור גם עד כמה הוא התפעל מקולה הצלול, מן ההיגוי העברי המדויק שלה, מן העיבודים הנעים. שמה מרתה שלמה. הזמרת בעלת העברית הצחה כלל אינה דוברת עברית. היא למדה את השירים הללו כשם שלמדה שירים אחרים ברפרטואר העשיר והמגוון שלה, שאיתו היא מופיעה עד עצם היום הזה במדינות שונות. כיום, כלומר השבוע, היא אורחת הפסטיבל הישראלי, ובו תערוך ערבים המוקדשים ליצירות של ברכט ובייל במופע אחד, ושירים של משוררים רבים ושונים בערב אחר. ואנחנו נפנה אל מרתה שלמה באנגלית, לא בעברית. I just explained that
I
you
understood.
Can't speak Hebrew. Oh, so you do speak Hebrew.
No, I don't speak it, but I heard what you said, and
Good.
I regret it very much.
I would like to take you backwards to the time you were born in Vienna, I understand. The time you fled Vienna while young because of the Nazi regime.
Yes.
What are your memories from that period?
I don't think I have a single good memory of Vienna, which is really a pity. Everybody always says, altogether, everybody says, what a beautiful city. The Danube was never blue as far as I was concerned. It was all dirty grey. So people who were a little older, they have good memories. Mine are all quite horrible. I have a dream that one day I will go back and perform for the young people who are not guilty, so that I can maybe come to peace with it. The first memory I had was that overnight our lives had turned to nothing, it seemed to me, that we were suddenly not human, not equals. And the first image I had of it were horrible posters of Jews with bulbous noses and money dripping from their hands. Overnight, the Streicher pictures, you know. And I was a child, and I stood there and I said, who are they talking about? Do they know my grandfather, my father, my family, my neighbors? What is this? I mean, it was like the world had turned upside down, and the sun was shining. From the very beginning of my life, I was aware of the incongruity of the opposites. How could the sun shine when the world has just come to an end? That's one of the first, and I mean, in the face of gas chambers and all the things that happened afterwards, it seems like a little thing, but it was a nightmare for me.
Now, when and where did you start your career?
Well, my career started, I suppose, in England, but the fact, I sang in my father's restaurant. They would put me on the table. I was a fat little baby with a sweet voice, I suppose, and I sang the popular Schlagers of the day. And I'm told that I sang, ich hab das Fräulein sehen, baden gehen, oh, das war schön, bravo Marta. I said bravo Marta because I heard people say bravo Marta. I thought it was part of the song. So somehow my career began when I was a little girl, because everybody always said that I had a natural gift for communicating. And my grandfather, who was a Hasidic Jew, loved to hear me sing. And he had Parkinson's disease, and I would hold his hand and make him feel better. So singing was an integral part of my life, always.
But you also became an actress.
I became an actress, and this is the miracle. Many miracles happened in my life. One was the survival. The other was that I actually became an artist. I mean, that didn't seem to be in the cards, coming from a Hasidic background in such times.
How do you see this combination of acting and singing? I mean, it is something special in your career.
It is. It's a fortuitous combination. I think it's necessary. I mean, we have more and more people who do this now. I mean, I even heard it in the opera. I heard Teresa Stratas sing. I'm told she's having difficulty singing now, but she's a great actress and she's a great singer. And I wished opera singers would avail themselves more of acting. In my own case, if I couldn't act, I couldn't sing the types of songs I've chosen. And I think I chose them because I was aware of not having an operatic voice. I always knew my limitations. But
in fact, perhaps the right question to ask in this context is, what is a song for you?
A song for me is a little one-act play. It has a previous existence, it has a beginning of the song, it has a middle and has an end, no matter what the song is. I create a history for the song. So I pray that is so. That's my aim, that when I sing in Spanish, and there's no one out there who speaks Spanish, that they understand because I've told the story, and then I act the song. By acting, I don't mean I jump up and down all the time. I mean creating a character that I create from inside of myself, and I become the character. I don't sing about. I sing from inside of myself. It comes from Stanislavski technique.
Yeah, well, where is Brecht in all this with alienation and so on?
Nonsense. I don't think Brecht meant what people understand by alienation. I have a wonderful story. If we have time,
yes,
I'll tell you about...
For wonderful stories, we have always time.
You know, Helena Weigel was Brecht's widow. I heard that Brecht came into a rehearsal hall, and they were rehearsing Mother Courage, or whatever they were rehearsing, and Brecht came up and said, "Now, you know about my theory." She said, "Yes, yes, yes, we know about your theory. Will you leave us now and let us work?" You cannot work with a theory. You have to work on character. I think Brecht meant, first of all, he wanted to change the world, which I approve of. I constantly want to change the world, too. Also, he wanted a good actor. He wanted not a self-indulgent actor. He wanted an actor who has not a personal, who doesn't tell you how he feels, but he becomes a character. And that is the alienation. It's good acting he wants.
If I'm not mistaken, you yourself had some problems in identifying with characters you had to play at the beginning of your career.
Lots of problems.
Can you give us an example?
Yes. Well, I had character. Are you talking about songs now, about acting? Whatever.
Whatever.
Well, I was lucky enough to become a member of the Long Wharf Theatre in New York, in New Haven. It was a wonderful theatre, and I played many parts, and one of them was Lady Utterword in Bernard Shaw's Heartbreak House. And I loved the play. I hated the character. So the director, who was very English, said, I said, "I don't like her." And the director said, "If you don't like her, you won't be very good at it." So I said, "Well," he said, "Why don't you like her?" I said, "She's a terrible snob." He said, "So are you." I said, "How dare you?" He said, "There you are." It's a very snobbish way of talking. So here's a director who led me to my own snobbishness. Nobody would agree to say, yes, I'm a snob, yes? But I am a snob. He said, "What kind of music do you like?" I said, "All kinds of music. I prefer classical music." There you are. You're a snob. Every step of the way, he led me to embrace the character. You cannot play a character when you judge him or her, right?
Was there any instance, you asked me what I prefer, a story about theater or song. Was there an instance in a song?
In a song, yes. One of the most difficult songs that I had to do was, for instance, from the Threepenny Opera, the Pirate Jenny, Seeräuber Jenny, and originally it's sung by Polly at her own wedding. And in the song, she takes revenge on the people who have humiliated her. And whilst, you know, I have had enough humiliation in my life, I have a hatred of fascism and racists and bigots, a deep, deep hatred. But I always ask myself the question, if you hand me a gun, would I personally really be able to pull the trigger?
And that's what you should express in this song.
In the song, I have to say, they say, should we kill them now, should we kill them later? And I say, right now. And I survive, and I don't have any care about the people who died. I couldn't find myself in that song.
So what did you do?
Well, one day I really felt, well, you're really just pretending. You're not inside of it. So I remembered that when Hitler came to power, in the first week, my mother went to visit her sister across from Zweiten Bezirk, 2nd district, to the 1st district. And it was hours before she returned, and we were all hysterical. And she came back, she was more dead than alive. Her coat was spattered.
That was after the Anschluss? Yeah, in 1938.
A week, in the first week.
Yeah.
We were not ready yet. We didn't know what we were to, except for those posters that I mentioned before. We hadn't any idea what's in store for us. So she came in, she couldn't talk. And she was shaking, and she was deathly pale. And we wanted to know, we were so glad to see her, what has happened? Well, finally it took her an hour to tell us that in one of the streets they'd rounded up all the women, and they gave them buckets, and they made them scrub the floor. And they said, finally, you Jews are going to work. I mean, if I live to be 100, I will not forget the ugliness of that and the hatred that it caused me. And every time I have to say, kill them right now, I think of that. You know? Yeah. And it becomes so that I don't sing about something, but from inside of myself.
What would you like to sing for us tonight?
Well, that would be a good song to sing, but I have one that I would almost prefer to sing for you, because I think I've depressed you.
No, at all.
I have a song written by Jacques Brel, which I love very much, because it's almost like, again, I found a total identification with it, because it's called La Valse à 1000 tons, the waltz of 1,000, the dance, the waltz of 1,000 times. Actually, that doesn't appear in the song because I sing it in French and in English. And it is an invitation to go on this carousel. It's dangerous, you can get hurt, you can get killed, but it's worth it. And so we climb on that carousel. That begins my show in the Museum Theatre. I begin with a song called Come In From the Rain, an invitation to a man who's been away a long time, and he comes back, and then I invite him to come back with me and go on the carousel, which is life, the ups and downs of life.
Right. So I invite you now to sing
go on the carousel.
To go on the carousel.
With
and
pleasure.
To join you there, at least at the piano, I invite Stephen Bleier.
Au premier ton de la valse, toute seule tu souris déjà. Au premier temps de la valse, je suis seule, mais je t'aperçois. Paris qui bat la mesure, Paris qui mesure notre moi, et Paris qui bat la mesure, me murmure, murmure tout bas. We're on a carousel, crazy carousel. Now we go around again, we go around, so high above the ground, and again around, and up again around, and up again around. So high above the ground, got to a yell on a carousel, a crazy carousel, on a Ferris wheel. Crazy Ferris wheel. Well, within a wheel, suddenly we feel just as we get reeled, and again around, and up again around. Up again around. So high above the ground, got to a yell on a carousel, a crazy carousel. Au deuxième temps de la valse, on est deux, tu es dans mes bras. Au deuxième temps de la valse, nous comptons tous les deux, une, deux, trois. Paris qui bat la mesure, Paris qui mesure notre moi, et Paris qui bat la mesure, nous fredonne déjà. We're on a carousel, crazy carousel. Now we go around again, go around, so how about the ground, and again around, and up again around, up again around. So how about the ground, got to a yell on a carousel, on a Ferris wheel, crazy Ferris wheel. Well, within a wheel, suddenly we feel as we get reeled, and again around, and up again around, up again around. So how about the ground, got to a yell on a carousel, au troisième temps de la valse, nous valsons en fait tous les trois, au troisième temps de la valse. Il y a toi, il y a l'amour, il y a moi, Paris qui bat la mesure, Paris qui mesure notre moi, Paris qui bat la mesure, laisse enfin éclater sa joie. We're on a carousel, crazy carousel. Now we go around again, go around, so over the ground, and again around, and up again around. I'll get around. So up the ground, got to yell on a carousel, crazy carousel, when Ferris wheel, crazy Ferris wheel. With the wheel, suddenly we feel as we get real down, I get around, and I get around. I begin around. So up the ground, got to yell on a carousel, crazy carousel, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. Do I have time for another one?
Yes, please.
Well, there's a very old Yiddish folk song that is, if I can recover from the carousel. It's about a young girl who goes for a walk, and she meets, and the day is a beautiful day, and she meets a young man, and he says he will take her. That means in those days he will marry her. It's a very old song. But he puts it off to the summer.
That's it? May I translate?
Please.
ובכן, השיר הקצר שמרתה שלמה תשאיר לנו עכשיו הוא שיר אידי, ישן מאוד. הוא מספר על נערה היוצאת לטייל ביום מרהיב ופוגשת בצעיר המודיע לה שהוא ייקח אותה. אבל זה שיר ישן ובאותם ימים לקחת משמע להתחתן. אבל הוא דוחה זאת עד לקיץ, 3 נקודות, please.
Geh ich mir spazieren, tralalalala. Geh ich mir spazieren, tralalalala. Begegnet mich ein Bocher, aha, aha. Begegnet mich ein Bocher, aha, aha. Die schöne Blumen blühen, tralalalala. Die schöne Blumen blühen, tralalalala. Die Vögel singen, fliehen, trala, trala. Die Vögel singen, fliehen, trala, trala. Sucht, wird mich nehmen, tralalalala. Sucht, wird mich nehmen, tralalalala. Legt es up auf Sommer, aha, aha. Legt es up auf Sommer, aha, aha. Der Sommer ist gekommen, tralalalala. Der Sommer ist gekommen, tralalalala. Hat mich nicht genommen, aha, aha. Hat mich nicht genommen, aha, aha.
מרתה שלמה בפסטיבל ישראל, סטיבן בלייר ליד הפסנתר. Thank you both very much indeed. ואנחנו מסיימים כאן הערב. לילה טוב ולהתראות.